we've just finished exploring the sealed and hidden room of Evelyn Deane, and now we've got a bunch of things going on. So we can form a hypothesis about her bedroom. We still have to talk to Hazel to convince her that eating hearts is a bad idea. And breakfast is in 3 minutes, and I want to attend because obviously it gives us more options to see what the guests are all about, see what the next mystery we're going to solve. We've also acquired a key that should work for the rooms in this corridor, and the people who stay here are Mr. O'Meara, which is who we've just spoken to after leaving Miss Deane's room, Miss Quinn's, and Mrs. Darcy. But right now, there is no reasons for us to pay attention to them as such, right? We haven't yet had much interaction with them to understand if they might be a suspect or not. And with the limited time we have, we don't want to be doing anything too wild that we're not sure is going to bring us any results. So let's start with the hypothesis we can make about her bedroom mystery. So let's have a little thing. Miss Deane was seen wandering the southeast corridor, because that's where her room was and that's where all of the knocked over things were, in a daze, caused by the sigil under her bed. Yeah, so whoever left that sigil there was trying to affect her in some way. And obviously we've been having spooky dreams since we've got here. What if? I know what happened here.
It seems Miss Deane was wandering the halls in a magical stupor, brought on by the markings painted under her bed. What does this tell me about the culprit?
That they can do magic. They understand magic and can perform it. They're bad at cleaning. Yes, they've used magic.
It seems as if the culprit knows how to use magic to achieve their ends, whatever those may be. I have picked up another fact about the culprit.
Yes, finally, not just that they can write.
I wonder if there's anyone I could eliminate as a result. And if not, what investigating can I do to allow me to learn some useful facts about the suspects?
Well, we know we can eliminate Hazel because what we did last time was investigate the fact that she is void of magic and her ritual was about stealing magic. So, new mysteries we get for it is, yes, the trail she's left behind while stumbling about the house, and we want to understand why did she come here. Obviously it's for the seance, but presumably she had her own reasons to attend it. But right now we have to, yes, do the elimination of culprits. Use these to eliminate any characters who don't match what you know about the culprit. You can eliminate characters throughout the investigation. Eliminations are not permanent, yes, so we can change our mind. This is just for our convenience of knowing whether this person is a match or not. So, yes. Hazel Erickson, we know she's devoid of magic and therefore she personally couldn't have left the sigil. The ability to write, the druid often, he cannot write in English, he can only use the chisel to make runes. Now with those two eliminated, a person we do want to pay some more attention to is Mr. Simon Coventry, because in front of his room we found the locket that seems to belong to Evelyn Deane. Locket with ED initials, and inside of it there was a sigil and a vial of blood. So we probably want to check out his room, see if he's hiding anything in there when we have the opportunity. There's the trail and they want us to follow it to see where it leads. Now, I kind of suspect it leads down to where the basement was, where I basically saw the archway that told me what the combination for the sealed room was, but maybe there's more to it. As for the reason she was here, we've got apparently the mysterious object in the luggage room is related to it, so we want to get into the vent, but we need some sort of screwdriver. There was that treasure map in her room, which was talking about following a certain path. It might be something to do outside, like in a garden or somewhere, because that would potentially make more sense for, you know, walking between junctions and things being behind a cornerstone. 3 minutes to breakfast. So I think we can have a quick chat with Hazel to be like, hey, evil rituals, you shouldn't do those. And there she is.
Mr. Ward, surely we have nothing left to discuss?
Just a little bit more. Because now we can show her the notebook from Mr. Toussaint to convince her further that she's being watched and she needs to stop whatever she's doing.
Mrs. Erickson, we need to talk.
This had best not be about my personal affairs again. Why don't you do us both a favor, Mr. Ward, and stop interfering?
Unfortunately for you, I like snooping and sticking my nose where it don't belong.
What could you, of all people, possibly have to say to me?
That's not a bad point. Perhaps you'll be more interested in what Mr. Toussaint has to say. Shall we go to your room then? Or would you rather discuss this in the open?
Oh, we're gonna go in a room alone with her where she eats us.
Yes, my room, sir.
So you've read the notes and understand your situation. Whether you face eternal damnation now is a point of debate. You assume that this is linked to this magical nullness you have. You may well be wrong. But if you do this, then you are locking yourself onto that path. And Mr. Toussaint will ensure your remaining days will not be easy. Magic or no.
He's right. I'm a damned fool. I wanted so much to be special. To have what the others have. But now you have taken that hope from me. Maybe you will have saved my soul. But even now, I think I'd pay that price for a taste of that.
Okay, she's still like, well, I still wanted to eat a heart, but I guess now that you're on to me, I will have to not.
If he wasn't going to rob my chance to use and appreciate it, I would curse you both if I didn't know there would be no venom in my bite.
Yeah, well, you would try to threaten me with magic, but it doesn't work if I know you don't have any.
But he wins. I forsake this ritual. And I forsake this seance. I have no want to see others enjoying what I will never have.
Okay, so we get second person pulling out of the seance, so that should further change the device.
I hope they see their ghost and more. So much more. Now, I would really like to be left alone. I have a lot to think about.
Okay, so she's out of our way now. She's no longer attending the seance. And, yeah, let's see the effects. Yep, the device has lost power, but the buttons are not going down every time, because obviously as we have to like decrease all the segments for more buttons to go off. I was right, the gauge decreased as people's plans for the seance change. I'm still unsure of the device purpose, but my gut says I want it as decreased as possible by the seance. I assume it's people's life power for the ghost or something like that. If this seance has attracted the likes of Mrs. Erickson, then Miss Deane might be in even more danger than I realized. I was able to make her see sense, but I doubt that's enough to spare her from eternal damnation. She's a fraud, an unrepentant sinner with no regard for the harm caused by her pursuit of power. How many desperate people has she cheated to get this far? Can she atone for what she's already done? That is, if she even realizes she needs to. Regardless, she's no longer my concern. Yes, so that takes her out of the seance and pretty much takes her out of the suspect list as well. With 2 minutes to breakfast, we can still have a quick look at the trail going through the corridor from Mrs. Deane's room, right? So we've already followed this bit and we saw the plant pots and the pictures being knocked over here. Then if we go out to the tower corridor, the picture here is also knocked over. Then this leads us to the archway, so we know already about that. And this is the southeast basement. That is the staff area, right? So if one of the staff did it, they could have like dragged her into the basement. But I wonder if maybe she went down into this ground floor corridor, because the further pictures down here, they are not disturbed, right? They're all straight on, so potentially indicating that she didn't go further down. And that takes us to a new area we haven't yet been in, which is the southeast corridor at the bottom. So it's a door to the stables. They open at 10 a.m. so that area is not available to us. We can go to atrium, dining room, and the bar. Or we have more stairs to the basement, which I assume is also closed. Yes, it's locked and hasn't been opened in a while. I suspect there's nothing I need from here. Okay, so this one is just not somewhere we need to go. But if we look down this corridor, more askew paintings, right? So more trail of her hitting things. Here's the dining room where we're gonna come for food. I assume this lists meal times, but I'm sure we can work it out. They said breakfast at 9. Okay, we have further splits in the corridors. So we've got Gardens, Bauhaus, Bar. Yeah, so Gardens is where I suspect there might be that treasure trail. Let's look for more knocked over things. Well, there's only one painting down this corridor, and this goes to the atrium. So probably not. The statue is also looking fairly central on the print, so she didn't go through here. We've got more of those spooky angel statues. So bar this way, Gardens, bathhouse. Any more signs of hair? Got the library. Okay, this picture down this corridor towards the gardens is also askew, so we're going this way. She may have run off the gardens then, if that's where her treasure was. Okay, bathhouse is closed for the winter months, so nothing there for us. Okay, the grounds are not open till 10, but this painting has also been hit, so potentially leading here unless she's walked upstairs from here. We have the northern basement. Okay, this basement's also not something we need to be worrying about apparently. This angel's just waiting for us. Come, child. I'll take you to the spooky dreams. Okay, any more signs of her in this upper corridor? We've got room 7 is empty. And some closet. This takes us to the northeast upper corridor. But I think there isn't any more signs of her here. So I think she did indeed go to the gardens. And therefore that will be something we may take interest in after breakfast. Because obviously it doesn't open till 10. So we're not able to visit. The whole thing just shook and this bench moved. Spooky. Do you want me to go here, ghosts? This is a closet. Yeah, unused storage closet. But this is towards the atrium, right? I'm just gonna come out where I was near my room. So maybe they're just trying to scare me. I did see a sign for a walled garden as well, so I wonder what that is. Okay, so it seems like she's gone to the gardens. There's also a chair that's knocked over here that I've missed before. I assume I can't enter the bathhouse then, yes. Oh, there's also a handprint on this sign here. That's another part of the trail. I've not been investigating each of those things because they each take a minute, so it's not been logging into my thing. But I assume once I go to the gardens later, that will be fine in terms of the investigation. So what's down here? There's the bar. It's closed until 4 p.m. So that's for later. The angels, they're looking at me. And there is this private section here, which I assume by the pictures on the side, this is where the Marquess lives and his son. Yeah, a locked oak door. I don't think it sees much use. From my memory of the outside, I suspect this leads to the Blake private residences. I think that's the case. But now the angels are staring at me. Also, their private residence is right next to the hotel bar, which just seems like the worst thing. I mean, good thing if you want to be hopping out to the bar, but not great if you want some peace and quiet. Why are you staring at me, you two? I'm just like, what am I gonna do with my 2 minutes? Because the breakfast is not ready yet. Maybe I will go to the library. Let's check it out quickly. Certain topics can be researched in the library to uncover further information. Key research topics will always be found on the research desk. The bookshelves can be used to gain supplementary information. Topics can be learned from other characters, evidence, and other research topics. Okay, so there's an actual hall mechanic in the library that we haven't known about so far. And there's actual like sections we can look at. Archaeology, geography, sciences, psychology. So yes, we'll be able to dive in further into things if we want to or need to. Irish folklore, yeah, we're very much in the sort of Irish folklore horror here. We've got research on the desks, so there are maps to look at, ancestry research, someone's schedule, that might be good to look at then. Some sherry. Okay, so whose schedule this is? It looks to be Miss Quinn's schedule. I've made a note of her movements in my timetable. Okay, so what's her schedule then? Well, right now apparently nothing. But tomorrow she's gonna be in the drawing room and at the ball. We will also want to decide what talks are we attending. A research desk. This would be useful if I want to look anything up. Okay, that's the research desk. That was just someone else's research just lying about. So we can judge like they were researching ancestry and the local region and the mysteries of the West. Okay, so that's a research about the various members of the Blake family that we've learned on from pictures and stuff like that. So right now that doesn't sound like something I want to get into unless there is something we've discovered about the specific members of the family being connected to mystery. But we do have an Irish mythology book which, you know, we're being haunted by various specters, so I wonder if we can learn something about it. A collection of books on the 4 cycles of Irish mythology are here, alongside writings on the supernatural side and entities. Is there anything I want to look up? Look up Millicents. Yes, that's the family that Mrs. Deane was supposed to be related to. The tribe of mankind, a word for the ancient Irish, I suppose from which many of us are descendant, and she was claiming to be one of like the royalty of this tribe. Led here thousands of years ago by the 3 chieftain brothers, Eberfin, Amergin, and Eramon, who were said to be powerful sorcerers. They clashed with the old gods, the Tua de Danann, and reached a truce after much fighting. They agreed to split the land in half between them, but the Milicians tricked the old gods and picked the top half. That's when the gods disappeared underground and mankind settled this land. We can further look up toward the Danann, but it's 9 a.m, so breakfast should be starting. I mean, I think they give us like 10 minutes time to join various things, because that's at least what it was for the talks. So let's have a look-see. The Tua de Danann, or people of Dan, are the old gods of Ireland, with Danu being a sort of earth matter type entity representing the land itself. A race of being, each twice the height of a man, with unnatural abilities. Like the gods of many classical mythologies, each one had areas of expertise, though there was much overlapping and infighting as a result. They lived across Ireland for countless centuries and battled with various otherworldly foes. There's a book here with some of the Tua de Danann listed in it. It may be worth a look. So we've unlocked the Irish gods, but yes, breakfast is happening at the dining room. And so I think I should join and kind of get a better info on some of the people. Also, I hear a door shut, so did someone come to the library? Or was it more ghostly events? Well, it's not showing anyone here, so I don't think they're around. Off to breakfast it is then. The porter is here, but yes, let's get in.
Hello again, sir. You here for the meal?
Well, yes, I am here for breakfast.
Certainly, sir. Let me show you to your seat.
I've already analyzed him the first time I've met him, so...
If you're looking for a seat, you're welcome to join us. I'm sure my companion here won't mind.
So we get to sit with the 2 of them.
Why not? I'm being educated on the specifics of tomorrow evening's séance, and why, apparently, it's so impressive.
Oh, that's something that we probably would want to get educated on as well. Okay, it's gonna cost us 21 minutes to join them for the breakfast, but I think it might be worthwhile trying this and seeing what we learn.
Declan Ward, pleased to meet you both.
Allow me to introduce Mrs. Olivia Darcy, and I am Lloyd Dupre.
Would you believe that he's somewhat of an expert on all things related to death?
Okay, good to know.
She means I am an undertaker.
Okay, so if someone wanted to bury someone in the garden, you would know the right things to do.
More than that, evidently. We were just talking about this grand séance, and I'm trying to understand what it is that makes it so grand.
So why is she here then, right? Because she doesn't seem to be into it.
All séances are used to speak to ghosts. Is that not the entire point of them? So, wherein lies the distinction? Surely, if Miss Mantovani has held a séance before, then she has also made a ghost talk before.
No, though I understand the confusion. We have gotten close to that feat, parallel to it, but direct communication has not been achieved. Seances are used to invite a ghost to communicate and to provide a means for them to do so. In the most successful cases, the spirit speaks through the medium themselves.
Yes, very conveniently, the ghosts don't speak. They can just only speak through people or objects.
But those cases are debunked at worst and uncorroborated at best. There is no way to prove beyond doubt that the medium did not make it up. Now, in any records of direct sightings, and this is true of my own encounters, the ghosts cannot speak for themselves.
Well, I mean, they can certainly appear and move stuff around, though, as we've seen.
Miss Mantovani intends to...
Oh. Okay, so one thing I was kind of eyeing is that on the table there's a key to a room. I'm wondering if this is gonna be a distraction of some sort where we can swipe something.
Oh dear, I've made a right hames of this. Don't fret, nothing's broke.
Oh, do you need help, Mrs. Joyce?
Yeah, there's the key here.
Oh no, sir, thank you. I managed to drop it. I can manage to pick it back up, I'm sure.
Yep, that's key to her room. Well, let's risk it and see if we can swipe it in case we need to investigate later. I don't really know anything about those people yet to know whether they're suspicious or not, but,
What a ruckus.
you know, good to be prepared for more snooping and detectiving.
That poor woman. Anyway, where was I? Yes. The hope is that Miss Mantovani, with the right time, place, and people around her, will cut out the middleman, or middlewoman in this case, and have the spirit speak for itself.
Is that really possible?
Tomorrow night, the veil between worlds will be at its thinnest, and it's especially thin here, in this part of the country. Then, the hotel. It's not without its storied history. Plenty of uncrossed souls in these walls.
Yeah, I've seen a couple.
That, of course, is where the danger lies.
Danger?
Spirits aren't to be trifled with.
Can't
That
have a
gets
trifle
forgotten
with them.
sometimes.
Then, like, let him keep going or ask about the danger. Yes, what's the danger?
Do you think we'll be in danger attending the seance?
I am putting my trust in Miss Mantovani. I don't believe she'll lead us wrong.
Well, we kind of get to know ahead that she will, right? Because if we fail the investigation, everyone dies. So, bad news, guy.
We'll be fine, I think. So long as no one disturbs her workings.
Perhaps I'll stand farther back from the proceedings than I initially planned. But I don't think I'm done with my questions, Mr. Dupre. I want to know more about your practice. After breakfast, would you join me for some air out front?
Okay, so they're gonna be out in the courtyard in case we want to know about them, but also we know they're not gonna be in the rooms, so if we want to snoop.
It would be my pleasure.
But I could have sworn I'd left my key here. Maybe I dropped it.
Maybe you did.
I'm sorry, Mr. Dupre. We will have to postpone that conversation. Once we're finished here, I'll need to go to reception and ask whether anyone has turned in my key.
Okay, they're not gonna be talking out front, but they're still gonna be busy.
Of course, madam. I'll be in the courtyard, should you find time to join me.
So we've got to find out a little bit and we got to steal a key. I know, yes. She's currently not a target for me in terms of investigation because nothing is leading me towards her just yet. So we have 38 minutes before the gardens are open for us, and so we have to pick something else to do for now. I kind of want to just click at the picture by the garden to see if that advances the trial mystery to actually say that she's gone to the garden. Yeah, a painting of a ladybird is probably hanging askew. Did Miss Deane come this way? Okay, so we looked at it, and yes, it's added the southeast and the east corridors. So advance it slightly, but until we get the gardens, probably nothing much. So one of the things I found early on was that luggage in the luggage room that is closed by a sigil. And I think the pattern was similar to what was in this locket, so I would like to check it out and see if that's maybe her luggage and we can get into it now. Okay, she's back out here sulking, and she's here at the desk. We can listen to them talk.
Yes, madam.
I seem to have misplaced my room key.
I see. Let us see what we can do about that for you. Now, where has that spare key gotten to?
Okay. Her room key is missing, which might be my doing, but the spare key is also misplaced, and that's not my doing. So this one here... Actually, no, I don't think that's the pattern. Well, so... Because yeah, it's there's a pattern and they're like the symbols from the dream, but we have to find somewhere that will tell us what this pattern is, but not yet. So another thing is that obviously I found the locket in front of Mr. Coventry's room, but right now I cannot get in there because I don't have a key. I would have to track down Mr. Coventry and figure out where I can get his key. Like, can I steal it off him or anything like that? I can swing by the room and see if he's there. Well, so I was saying like, oh, I don't think I have a reason to go to Mrs. Darcy's room. It seems like right now that's like the one thing I can be doing to get some sort of investigating going on until the gardens open. So might as well. It's here. And the thing is, we could have already gotten in there because I also had the master key for this corridor. So if I have spare time, maybe I will just randomly break into other people's rooms if they're not in them. So this is her room. She shouldn't be in there. Yes, no one's inside. So we can enter. See what secret she's hiding. So she's reading a book about spiritualism. She's got clothes. No, yeah, we've got her schedule, so we can take that and we'll know where she is, more or less, because like those schedules don't seem to like fill too much. Yeah, so she's gonna be in the lobby for 2 hours trying to get her key, and she's gonna be in the garden later. We're also gonna be in the garden later. She's attending the ball. She spends a lot of time in the gardens. Well, that might be used for later when we're trying to track her down. Some perfume, got a cross. Protestant cross, okay. Like, there seems to be various indications of people's faith lying around or being displayed by them, so it might come to some importance later. She's got a journal, and she's got lots of letters, and she's also writing letters, so let's get reading. Rather racy letters to Mrs. Darcy's husband. They don't seem to be written by Mrs. Darcy herself. Ooh, spicy. Does that writing look familiar? Oh, okay. So, as we were talking at breakfast with her, obviously it didn't seem like she was much into the spiritual, and she was going to check out the seance, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, that's what I'm really here for and I'm into it. So is she here looking for whoever was writing those letters to her husband? We're gonna be analyzing. Oh, was it Evelyn? Ooh, naughty, naughty. Are there similarities between these letters? Well, yes, there are. The loopy E, for sure. The Y as well. What else? The E's and the N's? No, the A's. The handwriting matches. It seems Miss Deane is the author of these letters to Mr. Darcy. Okay, so I was here like, oh, I don't think, what could her business be? But apparently Mrs. Darcy might also have a pretty big motive for trying to get at Miss Deane. Although with her not being so much in the spiritual world, the fact that the person used magic might still exclude her. So Miss Darcy has a connection to Miss Deane, one with an ill-built motive. Well, well, well. And what's in her journal? Those blasted dreams of home. I don't want to go home, not after what happened. I want a new life. She's running away. There's a loose page slipped in here. A medical cert showing Mrs. Darcy was bedbound for some time in the autumn of last year with a cold. The doctor listed is a medical code UO33, whatever that means. Well, I assume we can go to the library and find out what it means. And what was she writing? Notes she's making about the event, but she seems less academic in nature and more of a work of fiction. Okay, she's writing a book. She's got a vanity box. Okay, just pieces of jewelry. Well, that got spicy. Lots of books. Oh, this door opens. And there's a vial of poison. What on earth does Mrs. Darcy have a bottle of Valium? Well, I mean, she was also here to possibly deal justice. This is the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn book. Information on the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn. It seems rather rudimentary reading for a full-fledged member. Yes, I don't think she is a member. And some other miscellaneous books. Okay, so there was more here than I expected. And I think the next step from here is going to be go into the library and see what sort of medical condition was she having. Okay, time to look at some books. Did it put something on her desk? Yes, medical codes. Is there anything I want to look up? Yes, look up the code I found in Mrs. Darcy's records. It says this is a code to indicate a miscarriage. Okay. It seems that the condition being listed as a bad cold is a euphemism. Okay, well, that's all we needed to know from here. So she's laid in bed due to that happening to her, and her husband is getting racy letters from some woman. So I'm sure she might be a bit mad about that. Now, I am wondering if I have to actually go spend my time touch more of the things that were knocked over on the trail in order to get the trail mystery solved more. Because typically that leads to hypothesis where we would say like, and she went to the garden. So I'm gonna go and check a few objects then, see if it advances it more. Yeah, the chair's been knocked off. Did she bump into it? This picture in the East Tower. Yes, the painting is of balance. Miss Deane, perhaps. And we don't have this Upper East Corridor marked there as well. Okay, so this picture, if it was caused by Miss Deane, it says she didn't go to the stables. Yeah, we know that. Okay, but that's basically at least one item in each kind of area on the trail. So I may have been right the first time that I still have to wait to go to the gardens, and then there might be more things knocked over there. Although this whole time things been knocked over and no one's done anything about it. What sort of establishment are they running here? Okay, well, my other option is, now that I know that Miss Darcy is more suspicious than I've initially thought. We know she's in the lobby, so we could try and profile her, talk to her, see what she has to say for herself. So let's analyze her. She got lips. Disdain. She does not seem impressed with something. The event, the attendees, or me perhaps. Large brooch. An intricate brooch, perhaps representing something, and less dainty than one would expect such a lady to wear. Okay, so this is still the Hermetic Order. Tan line. Evidence of a ring worn for a long time and since removed. Well, we know that she is done with her husband. Okay, well, I guess we can talk to her. I generally been kind of discarding the talking over snooping, but obviously sometimes you just have to. We can form a hypothesis about her now before we start the talking. Okay, well, let's have a thing. Olivia Darcy's goal is to murder Miss Deane as revenge for the affair that occurred while she miscarried. Yeah, the husband has a lot to answer for. What if I know what happened here?
Mrs. Darcy wants to murder Miss Deane. I should find and confront her about this.
Are we gonna slowly work through this and figure out that every single person in this manor wanted to kill Miss Deane? Because maybe that's what they're gathered for. This isn't a seance. This is a, we all hate this person. Let's just, you know, get her in here and see who can do it first. Right, well, time to talk to her.
Mr. Ward, you've come back to me.
Once we confront her, she's gonna get a lot more hostile, I think. So we want to talk to her about things. We may want to do that first. Yes. Let's discuss. Yes, are you at the order or not? Because we have approached, but then it didn't seem like you're that much knowledgeable of the magical things. What can you tell me about the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn? Oh well, Mr. Ward, I'm not sure I should say anything at all. I wouldn't want to betray their trust in me, you understand? Okay, she doesn't want to talk about it. Have you seen any hauntings? I've been hearing talk that this manor is haunted. Have you seen anything like that? If you had said that to me not 2 weeks ago, I'd have rolled my eyes at you, sir. But this place has changed my mind on ghosts. So, it's not just us. Other people have seen ghosts. Did you have any strange dreams? I've had the most peculiar dreams since coming here. Really? Please do tell me more about your half-remembered slumbers. Okay, she's not into it. Honestly, Mr. Ward, there are so many real and tangible things happening here and you want to discuss dreams? Okay. She's not too interested in that. So, what's with all this disdain you have towards everyone? You seem unimpressed with something, Mrs. Darcy. Do I? I suppose you want to know if it's with you. Well, you can rest easy. Since coming here, I have a great many things on my mind, and none of them are to do with a man I just met. So what are your thoughts on the seance then? Do you suppose the seance will be successful? I would hope so. It's a long way to come for a failure. But I am sure all these experts, how hard can it be? I'm still struggling to understand the significance between asking a medium to tell me a ghost's name and asking the ghost itself. It's all the same to me as long as the ghosts leave afterwards. That's the part I'm interested in. Oh, okay, interesting. So she's interested in a way to get the ghosts to go away, as in once she's done her murdering, she doesn't want to be haunted. Is that why she's doing this? Okay, well, let's confront you. Your goal is to murder Miss Deane as revenge for the affair that occurred while you miscarried.
What a dark horse you are, Mr. Ward. But for what purpose? Why go to all this trouble? Would you mock me? Or do you mean something worthwhile by it? I confess.
Okay, she's already done a murder.
I did. It seemed to me there was nothing else I could do. Everything he put me through, I saw nothing but red until he was cold in the ground. And then I thought, it wasn't only him who wronged me. There was the woman, too, who had caught his attention. She must have known. Our Evelyn Deane. So yes, I came here under his name, intent on finding her. To this forsaken backwater on the west coast of nowhere. To do something terrible to her. But now... Well, now I don't think I wish as much vengeance as I thought.
So, when we got Miss Deane's journal, there was a page missing, but it mentioned that she saw someone she recognized that then wasn't named because the page was missing. But it might have been her, right? If she was aware that the guy was married, then she could have been like, oh, this woman's here.
But since I've been here, I didn't really believe in ghosts and magic before all this, you know. But I'll tell you this, I do now. My husband is haunting me.
Okay, well, that's what happens, apparently.
I don't want vengeance, but I do want to be rid of him. And maybe he'll be content if he has her for company. If that is what it takes.
Okay, so now she's like, it's not vengeance anymore, but I'm still gonna kill her because, my husband needs something to entertain himself with in the afterlife.
Well, there's no need to resort to such things, Mrs. Darcy. Let me see if I can do something about your husband.
Chance would be a damn fine thing.
Okay, we have to get an exorcism arranged for her. Well, I mean, there is a priest on the premises, so he might be able to help us if we can find him and talk to him about that. But he might still be in his room. Well, we're still waiting for the gardens to open, so we can go outside and talk to the guy she was with. Not sure what their relation is, because they seem to be travel companions, but not, like, related. Also, wow, it's gloomy out here. Did he say he was gonna be in the courtyard? Oh, there he is. So I can analyze him. Fine clothes and jewelry. He's well dressed, and it's evident he can afford some luxury. And he's got some sort of tattoo. Curious tattoo, a fine crafted tattoo in a design I don't recognize. What do you mean you don't recognize? Is the design from the luggage in the luggage room that's closed by a seal. I recognize it. Okay. Can we talk?
Hello again, my friend.
Can you tell me about your tattoo then? What does it mean? That's an unusual tattoo, if I might ask about it. Oh, it's a Mammonbridge Veve hair mark. Consider it a devotional symbol. I'm an old gun of hers, a priest as such. So is that luggage his then? Considering like this seems... I thought it may have been Miss Deane's luggage or something with like seals and stuff, but if he has this matching tattoo, that may make more sense. She's our Loa of life and death. I suppose your analogy to Loa would be a saint. She is born of your pagan goddess Bridget. Her believers took her with them when they fled to America. I guess the journey changed her, for want of a better way to explain it. So that's another goddess to our collection. We're gonna have to figure out which ones are which when things are happening in the manor. Because yeah, we've seen the Saint Bridget's cross in the manor. So what's your interest in the seance then? Or your feelings on this grand seance, Mr. Dupre? I must tell you, Mr. Ward, I'm no stranger to death, assuredly no stranger to spirits. But never before have I heard one speak. And as compelling as that may be, the chill in my bones endures. You believe there's a risk? Oh, I'm sure Miss Montevani will take good care of us. But I am an undertaker, Mr. Ward. I have welcomed the rageful dead, those unwanted, those unclean, or two in between to find their gods. And I fear we forget that people after death are simply themselves with nothing left to lose. Do you know anything about Evelyn Deane? Have you met Miss Deane? I believe you have met everyone here. I don't know her particularly well. Everyone here is new to me, but I gather she is a powerful practitioner and a woman with complicated connections to many here. I suppose that is to be expected when one is at the top of one's game. What about your friend, Olivia Darcy? Have you spoken to Mrs. Darcy? I have indeed. She's a wonderfully sharp and dry woman. Talking to her is a sparring match and I enjoy that immensely. So do you know anything about exorcism? Can you do one? Mr. Dupre, might you know much about exorcism? I do. For my sins, actual banishment is hard. Death failed to remove the spirit. What can we do more than hair? Laying a soul to rest is the easier and kinder method of being rid of one. But when that is not an option, which is often the case with angry spirits, then we trap a soul and take that feather to a faraway place. The Gulf of Mexico is littered with ghosts. They are harmless to us there. Tell me, are you asking theoretically or actually? Actually, what do you need? Mrs. Darcy believes she is being haunted by her late husband, as she seems to be at her wit's end. I understand you're well versed in such matters. Do you think you'd be able to help her? My, I had the impression there was something troubling her, but I didn't know it was quite that serious. I can help, of course, but I will need an item of Mr. Darcy, something that would have been of considerable emotional value to him. Well, I have a whole stack of letters from his mistress, so I think we're good. I'll try to find something that could work. Let me know just as soon as you have it. It'd be better not to let this linger. Okay, so we have to find something.
I've taken enough of your time.
Of Mr. Darcy's.
Not at all, Mr. Ward. But I won't keep you.
Okay, so can I now... Okay, if he was cheating on his wife, I suspect I won't find anything there, though with Miss Mistress, though. Okay, so we would think that Miss Deane has an item of his. But would that be with hair, actually? Or would that be with... would that be something we can find in her room? Because of course I searched her room already, but I may have skipped some things because there weren't things I was looking for. Let's see if there's anything here we can bring. Like, did she have something here that she could have had from her affair? Unfortunately, it doesn't seem so. Obviously, I searched the room and I didn't miss anything in it before. And I was hoping like the letters would have done it, but I've already looked at the letters and I also didn't pick them up. Can I do it now? No. Okay, so I assume it will be some other unique object that he may have sent here, but we don't know where that is right now. So, okay, so Olivia's profile is obviously that she had a motive for Miss Deane, and she did have a half-used vial of poison in her room. However, she cannot use magic, which means while she did have bad intentions, I guess that eliminates us from her being the main culprit. But yes, the game seems to be heavily implying that the item of Mr. Darcy I will find is with Miss Deane, or with something else that we may find of her later. Might be the treasure she buried in the garden. Well, we've still got time before the garden's open, and so we can't see about the other people in the same corridor because we have the master key, but they would have to be out of their rooms. So we have Mrs. Quinn's bedroom. Okay, sounds like there's someone on the other side, so we don't want to barge in there, 'cause that may cause us to be kicked out. And we have Mr. O'Meara, which was the guy who talked to us when we came out of the room. Can't hear anything, it doesn't seem like anyone's inside. Because it seems like they all got juicy secrets in their rooms, so let's sneak into his room then. Okay, so what are you hiding, my boy? Okay, he's got sketches of biblically accurate angels. Sketches of something that makes my stomach turn, which has been labeled my angel. He's doing that. He's got some letter in his nightstand. A letter from Cathal, O'Meara's mother, checking in on him. Cathal, Astorian, which is apparently Irish word of endearment, like darling. When this séance of yours is done, do come home. Your sister wants to see you before her wedding. And it would do me good to see you too. It's been too long since you last visited, though it might not seem long to you. I worry for you, dear boy. Your peers are starting to talk. Angels might have chosen you, but have regard for your earthly self. That's who I know as my son, remember? Okay, so he's been traveling and out of home. Catholic Bible. Ooh, logbox again. This one is with numbers. But we have to find something first that would tell us what numbers we're looking for. This is just stationery. It looks like it's an envelope with letters, but it's actually just writing materials. Nothing in here. A journal. 1583. The year John Dee was given the Enochian language and trusted with the ability to truly speak with angels. Okay, so he's into the biblical beings. If he and I are special, and it is of the same sort, then it is only a matter of translating the language. We've got another angel picture, a horrific sketch. The adjacent note says, had it just for a moment and then gone again. But I'll try again, have it back. Blood? I walk in the bath, almost too weak to get out. I cut too deeply. I can't go on like this. There are only so many near misses one can survive the case. So, he is, not doing so well. I caught a glimpse though, just before I passed out. A pale and glowing shape, out of reach again the moment I knew it to be there. Okay, so he's using near-death experiences in order to see angels. But obviously that's very dangerous. Evelyn? Saturday, 7 p.m. Changing rooms, McLeod. Why does she want to meet? Okay, so someone asking him to meet with them. At least it's in private. Hopefully she'll be looking for some fun. Oh, okay. Good God, I hope Evelyn comes to her senses soon. I'm so bored without her. Okay, were they having a thing as well? But yes, he was meeting another woman for some fun. So we should probably see about that whole, you know, what they're gonna be doing. Can we snoop on them? Like, I'm not quite sure where changing rooms are, but we may be able to work it out. And some jar. Thanks to Miss Hisham's jars, I have everything I need now to trap it, apart from its bloody name. But soon, I'll have it. It won't escape me again. Okay, so he's like, if you can find out an angel's name and use a magic jar, you can get one. Have an awful notion to open one of those jars. Sheer curiosity, best not. Okay, so I started this game being like, oh, I should, you know, make sure I'm just focused on what's going on and follow that trail. But I'm finding more and more that actually all of those people have something weird going on, and therefore, if we just go snoop in their rooms and stuff, they will probably find something that's curious or disturbing. Okay, so he's here to catch angels. And now we have a code we can use for the combination here. 1583. And there we are. What does he have in his box? Oh yeah, the soul jars. Jars labeled soul jars. They have odd symbols on them and some sort of fluid inside. And we can apparently research that in the library, and there are pages as well. It seems that in the past he has used something called Enochian magic to commune with something he believes to be an angel. His notes and tools here seem to be part of the ritual he's used to that end, though he has also employed near-death experiences and other unwise methods to talk with this entity. I see ritual markings here with trapping circle, and now if I could only summon it written next to them. Okay, well, we should close this. So he doesn't know, although now the lock is missing, so he will still know someone's been snooping. And I'm like, should we ask him about the angels? I don't even know where he's gone on. Does he have any notes in his Bible? A copy of the Bible. Sections are called out and notations made around anything that references angels. Okay, so he also had some sort of dealings with Miss Deane. Whether that was related to his angel things or just other activities, we don't know just yet. But yes, we're almost at the time to be able to get it in the gardens. But we will do it next time. I think we had a few crazy discoveries this time. Evelyn's affairs and scorned wives. And also, yeah, the boy in the room next to her getting into some dangerous rituals. So I'm sure we will be finding out more and more about people doing weird things next time. So let me know in the comments what are your thoughts so far about the people that have gathered here. And if you enjoy my content, consider liking or subscribing. Thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon on another adventure.